What is going on, guys? It is a fine, super fine day here in Western Pennsylvania. And today is a very important video because we're going to continue. There's a glove in my glove and it's not lining up. Anyway, but we are going to continue our discussion on how to mitigate risk for new riders from the point of view of a new rider. And in today's discussion is a rather important one, or at least I think so, because we are going to talk about patterns. Now, patterns can either be traffic patterns, or they can just be just everyday things that you notice, that you pick up on, that could possibly cause some issues. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started, and we are going to first kind of talk about patterns that you can kind of pick up on. So not traffic patterns right now. This is just kind of things that you can kind of pick up on. So you probably have been riding on the roads that you're going to be riding your motorcycle on. You're probably riding these roads that you've already ridden on in your car, that you're going to be riding your bike on, right? So you're going to be noticing things, or you should notice some things that might stick out to you. One of those things that might stick out to you is maybe there is an area that you ride that you notice, hey, there seems to be a lot of dead deer or roadkill, but you know, deer are big, so they're kind of like the bigger issue. And you can recognize that as a deer crossing, or you can recognize that as an like a high alert area. You know, deer are pretty straightforward animals. You know, hunters, they cut firing lanes, and they cut pathways for deer because they like the easiest path to go, you know what I mean? So they tend to seem to get into routines or whatever, and because of that, you recognize patterns from them, because what the heck is going here? And you know, the deer are going to be an issue, right? If you hit a deer, that's a pretty big deal. And you know, recognizing specific areas that seem to be more prone to deer getting hit obviously mean that the deer are crossing there, and it's an issue, you know what I mean? So you want to kind of pay attention to stuff like that. And you know, you can mitigate that. You know, you can either decide to not ride in that area during certain times, because you know, again, deer kind of run the same play. You know, they like to cross at certain times in the morning and in the evenings, it seems like. You know, deer are also more active whenever they're in their mating season, and also they're a lot more active when they're getting shot at, which I can dig it. I get it. So you know, just understanding that and recognizing that as an issue could definitely solve some heartache for you. You don't want to hit a deer. I seen a video of one guy one time on a bike, and he hit a deer, and the deer jumped, so he hit it like with his body. I don't know how that ended for him. Hopefully, you know, okay, you know. But there's other patterns, you know, you can recognize besides that. You know, I guess my geology background will finally pay off, and you know, water carries things. You know, water keeps things suspended because of energy. Whenever that energy slows down, they drop whatever they're carrying. You know, it doesn't have the energy to support it anymore. So you see that a lot with gravel and sand and stuff like that in bends, not on the outside of the bend but on the inside of the bend, which, you know, sometimes that's where you want to be. Are you serious? And you know, sometimes that's just where you want to be. And you know, recognizing that, hey, it's been raining for the past few days, heavy rain. I haven't been on this road yet, so maybe there's a chance that that there's gravel or sand or any kind of other material that could, you know, accumulate on these certain parts of the road. You know what I mean? And, you know, I hope that I don't ever sound like I'm like trying to take the fun out of riding a motorcycle or anything like that, because there's nothing more fun than this, maybe excluding storm chasing. But you just have to be aware of certain things to just, you know, just help yourself out, because, you know, crashing your bike over something stupid, something so preventable, has got to be the worst feeling in the world. I mean, so, you know, there's that. But, you know, there's also other patterns that you can recognize. You know, I was thinking about this one riding around a little bit ago. You know, in the summertime, whenever you have like those weird days where it's, you know, just raining, and then you get a bright sunny day but everything's still wet and raining, and then bright and raining and bright, and all of a sudden your grass is 14 feet tall, and then you get a couple days of really nice weather and everything dries out. Now everybody and their brother's cutting their grass. And you know, people like to, they're not supposed to, but people still cut their grass in a manner that blows the trimmings onto the road. You know what I mean? So just being aware of that and having that in the back of your head, and kind of always, you know, preparing for something like that, you know, it could help you out. You know, I never ridden in that yet. You know, I'm a new rider, so I haven't ridden in the summer yet. So, excuse me, we'll see how that goes, you know. But just having that in the back of my head now, you know, understanding, hey, that does happen, that pattern happens, you know what I mean? So, you know, recognizing that, or at least understanding that that's a thing, can help you mitigate your risk and, you know, plan ahead. The second part of this I want to talk about is patterns with traffic, and this is the big one. You know what I mean? Obviously all those are a big deal, and they can, you know, they can take you down and take you out for a season or kill you. But, you know, traffic's a big one, and I hope somebody doesn't fly up on me, because I really want to talk about this area right here. I have had so many times, that car right there, do you see that car turning? So many times somebody will be coming up and change lanes, just like that guy did in that truck. He used his turn signal, so that wasn't so bad. But so many times with roads like this, where you can go across into a business, a lot of times somebody will be stopped like that, and somebody's already coming up real quick, and they're just cut over without even using their turn signal. And you know, understanding that that happens and that's a thing, and to look for that kind of pattern can really save you. Because even if your lane was open, this lane was open, that guy was stopped, this lane was open, you pull out, the guy behind him was flying up the road and just boom, just hurried up and made a lane change. You know, now all of a sudden you got a GMC Sierra on your ass at 60 miles an hour. There's not much you can do about it. It's hope that he can do something more about it, but at that point in time it's kind of out of your hands. You know what I mean? So recognizing that as a situation is vital. You know, this road here has a lot of businesses, like I said, so, you know, there's people coming in and out of this all the time and trying to change lanes all the time. You know, recognize and remember that intersections don't just mean a red light, right? Intersections are any place where, let's flash our lights to make sure a guy behind us is stopping. He is. Intersections are any place where, you know, two roads meet. They intersect. Intersection. pretty simple, right? You already knew that. I'm not telling you anything you didn't know. But just to reiterate that, so because of that, 75% of two-vehicle accidents happen at intersections with motorcycles. So paying attention and watching what people are doing and being able to predict manners like that, let's hope that we can get another situation, that we can talk about. But other things that can happen is, you have a line of cars. Let's say we're driving, this lane is completely open, there's a line of cars, and the guy in front wants to make a turn. He's the only one that wants to make a turn, and the light turns really quickly. So maybe somebody in that line really has to go to the bathroom. It sounds funny, but it's a real thing. You know what I mean? And somebody might just jump out of line real quick. You know what I mean? So recognizing that as a pattern and being prepared for it, slowing down, not riding as fast, kind of maybe anticipating it, is probably the best way to mitigate your risk. Another pattern, I'm kind of setting this up on purpose, is you see this large gap. Anytime there's a big gap like that, that's room for somebody else to come into your lane. Now, you want to obviously have room between you and the driver in front of you, but large gaps like that can create a situation where somebody thinks that it's an open road and cut in front of you. Sometimes they might hit you, sometimes they might just cut it close. Either which way, it's not a good situation. So that's another pattern, you can kind of pay attention on. Like this guy, watch. He turned over. Maybe he's not happy. Maybe he would get over. Now, he's not an aggressive driver because he's driving a Toyota Camry. But if he was an aggressive driver, maybe he would hurry up and cut over. Like this guy in the Kia. That's a Kia thing to do. I'm kidding. I don't have anything against Kia, but I do love Toyota Camrys. Just recognizing those patterns, and there's so many different ones, and what's kind of fun about it is they're all, I don't want to be in this guy's blind spot, so I either want to go or not. So patterns are all different, across, whatever environment you're driving in. This is obviously a lot different than driving on back roads. Maybe you live in a really hilly area with a lot of blind spots. Recognizing that there's a lot of blind spots and there's maybe intersection involved, maybe right down here beyond this curve is a downhill and an intersection, and some people like to always pull out. Recognize that. Maybe understand that, hey, this part of wherever I drive, there's always a situation where there seems to be a lot of accidents, and there's a reason for that. It's poor visibility. Maybe the roads are weird. Who knows what it is? But they're always going to be different, and there's other ones that you can pick up on is with let's say intersections, let's say roads like this, maybe a guy coming out here, pay attention to his tires. See if his tires are like cocked and ready to go. If they're turned like towards you, like he's going to come out and around, anticipate that. Never flash your high beams to let a driver know that you're coming. Never flash your high beams. Why? Because when you're riding in a car, you flash your high beams. That looks like a really fun job. You flash your high beams to let the car know, hey, you can go ahead. You don't want the car to go ahead. You want them to see you. So, what I like to do whenever I see cars at places like that, I'll just kind of bob and weave in my lane. Just kind of bob and weave, make myself known. I personally ride with my high beams on, because I just want to be seen a little bit more or whatever. So, just understanding that, And like I said, there's so many more different patterns, and I'd like to hear some of yours, you know, especially if you're a more seasoned rider than me and you ride in the summertime or whatever. Let me know if there's any anything like that you wanna see. I love doing the whole biker wave. I have a theory about the biker wave, why I think it's so cool, and I don't think anybody else does. But to me, whenever you do the biker wave to another biker, you have physically acknowledged that you have seen that other person. Nobody else sees you, and it's just nice to know that, hey, somebody sees me, and I'll throw you a little wave or whatever. I don't know, but you know, there's all kinds of stuff you can do to help mitigate your risk. You know, other patterns, you know, you can think about is maybe there's road construction. You know, there's a helicopter. Maybe there's road construction where you know, the shoulder is, or excuse me, the road is going to have to merge. You know what I mean? You might already be in the lane that you have to be, but somebody might be flying up in that lane that's closing and hurry up and cut in front of you. You know what I mean? So always pay attention to your mirrors, always pay attention to what other people are doing. I talked before, you have to think for other people because they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? Or at least assume they're not going to do it, you know? So, is what it is. I hope that I covered the ideas and concepts that I wanted to talk about, because it's a real important thing. It's really important to recognize patterns, behavioral patterns, you know, just whatever it might be. Like that right there, that lane is a turn only lane, and sometimes it backs up way back there. Maybe somebody just got sick of, you know, didn't want to wait and just whoop, cut right over, cut around. I am way too close to this car. I am not set up for safety. That is not good. That guy right there, it looks like he's looking over. He wants to go across is what it looks like. Got his head turned. Looks like he wants to. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Just do what you can do to keep yourself safe, guys. You know. Son of a B word. I am so tempted to just go like that, and I am not allowed to, even though I'm on a bike. And why the hell else did you buy a bike if you can't do stuff like that? He's going to Denny's. I get it. Oh, I get it. I wouldn't go in that way. I would go in the other way, but whatever. I do what I want. But alright, guys, let me know in the comments if there's any other things that you can think of, or things that I missed, because I know I didn't talk about all of them. Those are just kind of like the ones that, you know, I personally had to deal with people cutting me off or people doing whatever, you know what I mean? So and there's millions of them, and like I said, they're all unique to your area. So, you know, just ride safe, guys. Be aware, be safe. Spring's coming. We got a lot more riding to do. We have a lot more riding to do. Looks like it might rain now. Not supposed to. And maybe I'll keep you guys on for another second or two. Maybe I won't. If I don't, I will see you guys later. Have a great one. But if not, and you're still here, here you go. It all depends on how long these videos are, because I don't want them to be ridiculously long. I don't want them to be long. And let me think, is there anything else that I can bring up that could be a pattern? I'm sure there are. I just can't really think right now. I got to eat something. I haven't eaten yet today, and it's already almost 4 o'clock. Man, really? It's almost 4 o'clock and I didn't even eat anything today? That's not good. That, you know, can make me cognitively slow. I'm already cognitively slow, and I'm on my way. I'm not going to Sheetz. I am not going to Sheetz. I hate Sheetz. Every time I eat Sheetz, I'm like, why did I do this? And then I'll be back the next couple days. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other things on top of my head. I know that there's a million of them. Those are just the ones that, you know, I kind of came up with, you know, kind of on the fly, kind of not on the fly. Definitely ones that I've personally, you know, paid attention. Oh, hey, there's another one, you know, real quick. You know, whenever you're looking ahead, because you're a smart, intelligent rider, whenever you're looking ahead, you see the car in the blue, the 1-3 cars ahead. When he brakes, you brake. Don't wait for the white car to start braking before you brake, because he might not be paying attention and slam on his brakes. So watch what's going on ahead of you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comments if there's anything. Well, of course, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that I missed, but let me know in the comments if there's something that you personally have figured out, because that's all we're trying to do here. We're just helping everybody out. Everybody's just here helping everybody out, you know. But all right, guys, I'll be talking to you.